Mark Twain. The name conjures images: a mischievous grin, a twinkle in the eye, and of course that iconic white suit and bushy mustache. But who was the man behind the legend? What made him one of the most enduring figures in American literature? But Mark Twain was more than just a funny man. He was a keen observer of human nature, a master storyteller, and a voice for the voiceless. His wit and humor were tools he used to dissect the world around him, revealing truths that many were too afraid to speak. Born Samuel Langhorne Clemens in 1835, he adopted his pen name from the call of Mississippi riverboat pilots, signifying 2 fathoms deep, a fitting metaphor for the depth of his writing. Growing up along the Mississippi River, young Samuel was exposed to a variety of characters and experiences that would later populate his stories. Twain's words have resonated with readers for over a century. His novels, essays, and speeches have been translated into numerous languages, reaching audiences far and wide. His ability to capture the essence of the American spirit has made his works timeless. His humor, though often biting and satirical, stemmed from a place of deep understanding. Twain had a unique ability to see the world through the eyes of others, to empathize with their struggles and joys. This empathy is what gave his humor its edge and its heart. He saw the absurdity in everyday life, the hypocrisy in society, and he wasn't afraid to point it out. Whether it was the pretensions of the wealthy or the injustices faced by the poor, Twain's pen was sharp and unyielding. His satire was a mirror reflecting the flaws of his time, and it continues to resonate today. This made him both beloved and controversial in his time. While many adored his wit and insight, others were uncomfortable with his unflinching critique of society. Yet it was this very boldness that cemented his place in literary history. Yet his stories, filled with adventure, humor, and a touch of melancholy, continue to captivate readers of all ages. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn are not just tales of boyhood adventure, they are profound explorations of freedom, friendship, and the moral dilemmas of their time. Twain's influence on American literature is undeniable. His works have inspired countless writers and have become a staple in the study of American literature. His ability to blend humor with serious social commentary set a new standard for storytelling. He is considered by many to be the father of American literature, breaking free from European traditions and forging a new, distinctly American voice. Twain's writing was a departure from the formal, often rigid styles of his predecessors, embracing instead the vernacular and the everyday experiences of ordinary people. His works celebrated the vernacular, the everyday language of the people, giving his characters an authenticity and relatability that resonated deeply with readers. Twain's characters spoke like real people, with all their quirks and idiosyncrasies, making them unforgettable. And while he may be gone, his stories, his characters, and his words continue to live on, reminding us to laugh at ourselves, to question authority, and to never stop exploring the human condition. Twain's legacy is not just in his books, but in the way he challenged us to see the world differently, to think critically, and to find humor even in the darkest of times. Before he was Mark Twain, the literary giant, he was simply Sam Clemens, a boy growing up in the small town of Hannibal, Missouri. This quaint town, with its charming streets and close-knit community, was where young Sam's imagination began to take flight. The people he met and the experiences he had in Hannibal would shape his worldview and fuel his creativity for years to come. Hannibal, nestled on the banks of the mighty Mississippi River, would become Twain's muse, the source of inspiration for some of his most beloved works. The riverfront was a bustling hub of activity, with steamboats coming and going and the constant hum of commerce and conversation. It was here that Sam first felt the pull of the river, a force that would guide him throughout his life. The river, with its constant flow and ever-changing scenery, represented both freedom and the passage of time, themes that would permeate his writing. The Mississippi was more than just a body of water. It was a living, breathing entity that held countless stories within its depths. For young Sam, the river was a symbol of adventure and possibility, a place where dreams could be realized. Life in Hannibal wasn't always easy for young Sam. The town, like many others in 19th century America, faced its share of hardships. Economic struggles were common, and families often had to make do with very little. Despite these challenges, the community remained resilient, and it was this spirit of perseverance that would later be reflected in Twain's characters. His family struggled financially, and tragedy struck early with the death of his father when Sam was just 11 years old. This loss was a heavy burden for the young boy, forcing him to grow up quickly and take on responsibilities beyond his years. The Clemens family had to rely on each other for support, and it was during these difficult times that Sam's bond with his siblings grew stronger. Forced to leave school, he took on various jobs, including working as a printer's apprentice. This job, though demanding, opened up a new world for Sam. The smell of ink and the sound of the printing press became familiar to him, and he found solace in the written word. The workshop was a place of learning, where he absorbed knowledge like a sponge and began to dream of a future filled with stories. This experience proved invaluable as it fostered his love for language and honed his writing skills. Surrounded by books and newspapers, Sam's curiosity was piqued, and he began to explore different genres and styles of writing. He would spend hours reading and writing, developing a voice that was uniquely his own. This early exposure to literature laid the foundation for his future career as a writer. But the call of the river proved too strong to resist. The Mississippi, with its promise of adventure and discovery, beckoned to him. Sam longed to explore its vast expanse, to navigate its twists and turns, and to uncover the secrets it held. The river was a siren song, calling him to leave behind the familiar and embrace the unknown. At the age of 21, Sam fulfilled a childhood dream and became a steamboat pilot. This was no small feat, as the role required extensive training and a deep understanding of the river's many nuances. As a pilot, Sam was responsible for guiding the steamboat safely through treacherous waters, a task that demanded both skill and intuition. Navigating the treacherous waters of the Mississippi was no easy feat. The river was unpredictable, with hidden sandbars and shifting currents that could spell disaster for the unwary. Pilots had to be constantly vigilant, reading the water and making split-second decisions to avoid danger. It was a job that required nerves of steel and a steady hand. It required immense skill, concentration, and a deep understanding of the river's moods and currents. Each journey was a test of endurance and expertise, and Sam thrived on the challenge. The river became his teacher, imparting lessons that would stay with him for the rest of his life. It was during these years that he truly came to understand the power and majesty of the Mississippi. This experience provided Twain with a wealth of material for his writing, and the colorful characters he encountered along the way would later appear in his stories. The river was a melting pot of humanity, with people from all walks of life coming together in a vibrant tapestry of culture and tradition. These encounters enriched Sam's understanding of human nature and provided endless inspiration for his literary creations. The river became his classroom, teaching him valuable life lessons about human nature, the power of observation, and the importance of following one's dreams. It was on the Mississippi that Sam Clemens transformed into Mark Twain, the writer who would capture the hearts and minds of readers around the world. The river's influence can be seen in every page of his work, a testament to the enduring power of this mighty waterway. The American Civil War brought an abrupt end to Twain's riverboat piloting career. The war disrupted the bustling river traffic, and Twain found himself at a crossroads, uncertain of his future. The once vibrant and lively Mississippi River, which had been the lifeblood of his career, was now a symbol of lost opportunities and a changing America. He briefly joined a Confederate militia, but his heart clearly wasn't in soldiering. The harsh realities of war and the moral complexities it entailed weighed heavily on him. Twain's brief stint in the militia was marked by a sense of disillusionment and a growing realization that his true calling lay elsewhere. Instead, he headed west, seeking adventure and a fresh start. The American West, with its vast landscapes and promise of new beginnings, beckoned to him. It was a land of opportunity, where fortunes could be made and lost, and where the spirit of exploration and discovery was alive and well. It was during this time that Samuel Clemens began to transform into Mark Twain, the writer. The West provided him with a wealth of experiences and stories, and it was here that he began to hone his craft. The rugged terrain and colorful characters he encountered would later become the foundation of his literary works. He worked as a journalist, writing humorous sketches and travelogues for various newspapers. His writing was infused with a unique blend of humor and keen observation, capturing the essence of the people and places he encountered. Twain's ability to find humor in everyday situations endeared him to readers and set him apart from other writers of his time. His sharp wit and keen eye for detail brought his stories to life, capturing the spirit of the American West and its people. The towns and settlements he wrote about were bustling with activity, and his vivid descriptions painted a picture of a land full of promise and peril. Twain's writing resonated with readers who saw in his stories a reflection of their own hopes and struggles. One such story, the celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County, catapulted him to national fame. The tale, with its humorous twist and memorable characters, struck a chord with readers across the country. It was a testament to Twain's storytelling prowess and his ability to find humor in the most unexpected places. Published in 1865, this humorous tale of a frog jumping contest showcased Twain's knack for storytelling and his ability to find humor in the most unexpected places. The story's success marked the beginning of Twain's rise to literary prominence and established him as a master of American humor. Encouraged by his success, Twain embarked on a career as a full-time writer and humorist. He dedicated himself to his craft, constantly seeking new stories to tell and new ways to entertain his audience. Twain's commitment to his writing was unwavering, and his passion for storytelling shone through in every piece he wrote. He traveled extensively, lecturing and sharing his humorous observations on life, society, and everything in between. His lectures were a blend of wit, wisdom, and satire, and they drew large crowds wherever he went. Twain's ability to connect with his audience and make them laugh made him a popular figure on the lecture circuit. His travels took him across America and abroad, exposing him to different cultures and perspectives, which further enriched his writing. Twain's experiences in foreign lands provided him with new material and fresh insights, and his writing reflected the diversity and complexity of the world he encountered. With each story, each essay, each lecture, Mark Twain's voice grew stronger, his satire sharper, and his place in American literature more secure. His writing evolved, becoming more nuanced and reflective of the changing times. Twain's ability to adapt and grow as a writer ensured his lasting impact on American literature. He was becoming a voice for the people, a champion of the underdog, and a fearless critic of hypocrisy and injustice. Twain's writing was not just about entertaining his readers, it was also about challenging societal norms and advocating for change. His fearless critique of the status quo and his unwavering support for social justice made him a powerful and influential figure in American literature.